Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku charts.com daily analysis for gold for Tuesday, April 16th, 2013. Well, a continuation of the trend to the downside today. The candle we're analysing is the second last candle here. That last candle is still currently developing. But in this candle, we have seen the market continue the trend to the downside with the candle that's made a lower high and a lower low. So no change of trend at the moment, but very, very strong potential for a change of trend based on what we're seeing in this candle. It is a spinning top type candle, and that's where we have a candle with a small body and a fairly large shadow on either side, and that's a candle of indecision. And following this very, very strong downtrend that we saw over the previous couple of days, where we had this very solid downside momentum from the sellers, and the sellers closing with control, and this great massive amount of commitment from the sellers, an indecisive candle, as we've seen here, does suggest that there is good potential for that trend to change. Basically what it means is that the sellers don't have the strength that they had previously. Now, by the same token though, the buyers aren't showing any strength as well. This is a very indecisive candle, and the story here is really more about the sellers losing the commitment and the control that they had, and that's why there is potential for a change of trend as opposed to strength from the buyers. What we're looking for here is a confirmation of a change of trend, and that would be a higher high and a higher low, and that would signify strength from the buyers coming back into this market. Now, this is also a potential Japanese candlestick harami pattern, and that's where we have this largish black body and the small body here that's within the body of the previous body, and it does set us up for that change of trend. The only problem for the buyers here is that we do have potential resistance at the 1380.7 level, and then at the round number 1400 level of resistance. Today, with this market trading, we attempted to rally up through the 1400 and were strongly rejected from there, so that is a crucial area for the buyers for tomorrow's trading. By the same token, today, for the second time in a row, the market reacted to this 1329 level of support, but we had very strong rejection from there as opposed to the amount of rejection we had for the previous day's trading. And that does suggest that the buyers are coming a little bit stronger around that level, around that 1329 level. In terms of the Fibonacci extension, we're still in a first time frame downtrend, and we're examining the relationship of that first time frame downtrend to the previous time the market was trending down, and really we're not getting much of an indication from that at the moment. We traded in a bearish manner down through the 261.8%. Our next target was the 423.6% at 1263. Really nothing much to say here. The lack of strength from the sellers suggests that there is potential for a change of trend, but really it's not a story about interaction with any of these Fibonacci ratios. If this trend doesn't change and does continue down, then we should be watching this 423.6% level. And also in terms of the Fibonacci retracement, we're in an expansive mode of that, trading in a very solid bearish manner down through the 423.6%. Our next target was the 685.4% level. No interaction with that. If this trend does continue down, it is a level that we should be watching. Now, in terms of Ichimoku, obviously a very bearish market in all three time frames. The market's trading down below the cloud, so there is a bearish bias in the long-term time frame. The market has looked a little bit overextended, as I mentioned, and there was a possibility for the market to bounce, and that still is the case. As I've mentioned, the market did a little bit of work, too much work too quickly over these 2 days, and the market did require a rest, so there is a possibility of a bounce here. And as I've mentioned, if this market does react and we do see buyers coming in, then if we do trade through these important levels of resistance, the 1400 level, 1432, 1448, then the Tenkan-sen will be an area of very, very strong resistance, and a very good possibility of seeing sellers come back in at that level if we don't see the market find resistance at these lower levels. In terms of trading below the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, we're definitely trading below there, so a bearish market in the medium and fast term time frames, and the Chikou span here is confirming that bearish activity. So at the moment this market looks like the trend obviously is still down in that first time frame. we're not seeing any strength from the sellers any longer. We're seeing indecision in this market, a good possibility of a change of trend. 1400 is a very important level of resistance, a good likelihood of the market bouncing and retracing part of this first time frame downtrend, but very solid resistance overhead. Likely scenario is that the market does create that first time frame uptrend. We test up to one of these levels, and then we see the sellers come back in for the market test back to down to around the 1380 or even to the 1329 level.